Guys, so it's the next day. We're gonna take the oil sample off, check the damage, do the stuffies, what do you call it, the con rods and the bearings and everything. So that's what we're gonna do now. Okay, so I've almost got the oil pan off, just a few bolts, then that thing comes off, and then we can look at the oil. I've got a friend, the guy that came for the, that taught me about looking at for the gold stuff and everything. He's gonna come and help me today because this is gonna take 10 times longer if I do it myself, and he knows more about this engine than I do, and it's just a nice guy that wants to help. I mean, if nice people want to help, just say yes, because I mean, they're not gonna say they will help you if they don't want to help you. So shout out to you.
So the sump is at least off. There's the pistons, the con rods, and the oil doesn't really look bad at all. I mean, it's dirty, but there's not too much gold.
Sorry, so I didn't even do any videoing today, but I was helped a lot by Lorenzo today. Now, he's the guy that helped me with getting the flakes and everything, so he helped a lot. We got 5 of the 6 bearings in, but bearing number 1, unfortunately, you've got to take the oil pump off, so we're not done. We're going to do that tomorrow, but I'm going to try and just show the process of doing a bearing tomorrow with number 1, because it's the same for each bearing. It's literally, you've got 2 bolts, loosen the bolts. After you've loosened the bolts, you take out the old bearings, put in the new bearings, put in the plastic gauge, tighten it to 20 psi, take them out again, measure the plastic gauge, and put everything back together again. So it's a big process for each one, but it's not like a difficult process, it's just a big process. So I'll show that tomorrow. I'll show how we take off the oil pump and everything, and then we're still gonna hoy Lorenzo in the video as well, because he wasn't in the video today because I didn't film at all. I was literally just focused on trying to get the bearings right. It's like a big job, not a big job, but it's like it's a serious job, because if you fuck it up, I'm gonna have to bleep that. If you do it wrong, then you've got a big problem, eh? Yeah. Okay, so it's the next day. Me and Lorenzo worked till late last night. Didn't really take a video of everything we did. Today I'll show you one. Of course, we've got 1 piston bearing left. I'll show you that. But it's like a really gloomy, rainy day. So I don't know how much work we're gonna get done, because if it starts to rain can get in here. I don't really want the bottom end to be open while it's raining, if that makes sense. The reason we didn't do cylinder 6 is there's a freaking oil pump in the way there. So I'm gonna have to remove the oil pump first, and after I've removed the oil pump, then I can actually do the job. So first step, removing the oil pump. Then we can do the actual job. I think Lorenzo might come and help me today. He said he will, but like, he cut his finger really bad yesterday. So I don't know if he's gonna come, just because I don't know if you can work with a finger that's badly cut like that. See, that's front bolt there. So we're just gonna try and turn it with the Allen key. It's not gonna come loose. So we've got the pin in, and now I can loosen the front bolt. Then we can move the sprocket and chain from the oil pump, loosen the oil pump, get it out. So that's the plan. Don't know if it's gonna work. Okay, so if you look down, you can see through my fingers though. If you look down there, that's cylinder 1, oil pump's off. So now we just have to loosen this thing, and we'll go through the whole, like, step by step now.
Okay, so let's just quickly do a step by step on how to do the rod bearings while this time lapse is playing. So you have to remove the rod cap and then the old rod bearings. The top one, you have to be careful not to push the piston up too high, because it can get stuck. So just push it up a little bit, just enough so you can get the old bearing out. Then the new bearings, you need to grease them up with assembly lube and then fit them the right way around in. That's quite important. Make sure that the thing goes into the right guide. Okay, and before you insert it and tighten it, put a little piece of plastic gauge on one of the rod bearings and then put it in, tighten to 20 Nm both sides, and then loosen them and see And then you use the plastic gauge to see how big the clearance is. You want it to be around 0.38. You can clean off the crankshaft and the, sorry, my kitten is just making noises. You can clean off the crankshaft, clean off the rod cap bearing, and then just put everything back. It's 20 Newton meters plus 70 degrees plus 70 degrees. So you're going to do 70 degrees on the one bolt, 70 on the other, and then 70, 70 again. So it's a total of 140. Check this video. This is one of the older bearings. So the damage really isn't that bad. There are a little bit of scuffs, but it's really actually quite smooth. Bearing is tightened to 20 newtons. What I'm going to do now is take out the coils so that we can take the spark plugs out, just so we can turn the engine, just on to feel if it's turning freely or if it's a bit stuck. And it builds compression with the spark plugs in, so we have to take them out. And then I'm not going to fully tighten them now, because with my shitty degree thing, I've got a degree thing you put on here. So you need one person to look at the degrees while the other person turns, because you can't see while you're turning. So I need help to do the final turning. But it's basically in. Now it's just tightening. And I've got to take the coil spark plugs out so we can test, make sure everything's running freely. But if I'm honest, if you look at the old bearings, and all of them look not too bad. So the bearings, they do have some marks. And the one, I'll show you a clip of, I've got one bearing that looks a bit not great, but all the other ones look exactly like this. Just at a bit of, so it's not the worst, it's not perfect, because this isn't new, but it's still, it feels very, what do you call it, glad, freaking frictionless, my guys. Vertigo there, frictionless.
that's the end of today's video. The Renzo's coming later today, so today I'm going to fit everything, but I'm not going to just make one 7-hour long video because that's just going to be boring. So at the moment, like I said, subframe's on, everything's on. All you still have to do is fluids, put the turbo on, put the the sway bar on, start the car. So in the next one, that's what we're going to do. We're going to fit the turbo, do the fluids, do the first start, and yeah, then hopefully after that the car's 100%. So check you guys in the next one. Hopefully this video had enough footage, because like the first day with the bearings and that, I was just not feeling videos. I was like full on focusing on getting the job done. But hopefully the second day I made up for that.